Hello everybody and welcome to the Adventures of Drawing. I'll draw a scene for you using a variety of pencils, a blending stump and an eraser. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. Okay, for today we're going to have some mountains back here in the distance. Let's see if we can give them some interesting shapes, not just zigzagging up and down, but using smaller and larger lines and giving it maybe a little something like this. Okay, now I want them to be just in the very distance, so I'll just cross-hatch those mountains, give them a light value. The mist takes away most of the features, so we can only see the silhouette back there. Also, I'm trying to make this a little bit more like a sketch, so I just want to go very roughly in here. Almost don't want to correct those small areas that I'm leaving out, but my whatever brain says do it anyways. But all right, there we go. That's the mountains in the distance. Maybe down here we've got a little cut in the foreground, so we need a little bit more down here. Okay, so the valley down here is going to be the midground, but we don't see that. We're going straight into the foreground right here. And what I want to do is just indicate some elevations right here. Okay, go like this. Let's go like that right here. And go a little bit more to the left. Maybe like so. Okay, and then we've got something going over to the right. Gotta figure this out. What's this going to be like? Right here. Okay. Maybe like that. Now let's erase those cross-hatching ends that poke in from the background right here. Let's get rid of the residue. Like this, just knock the block onto the table and then gently wipe the rest off the piece of paper. And now let's go in with maybe the ground first. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to switch to the 3B pencil directly and just go in here, go a little bit back and forth with this one to give this ground a little bit of a structure. And I'm going in up here on all of those upper areas, much more than down below, so that there's a lighter value towards the next layer and a darker layer that separates this one from the layer above it. Okay, need a little bit more right here, like so. Have something go out of the frame to the left, and then this area up here, like so. Maybe like that. A little bit more in here, and like this, and let's go in here a bit more. And okay, I'm not going to give this a different structure. That's got to suffice for now. But I'm going to put in a couple of trees standing here, and we only see the lower areas, and also just the silhouettes. So I'm going to go in with the same value on all the parts of the tree trunks. On right here, maybe a little smaller one, little thin one right here, going down like this to this area. Let's have another one right here. Maybe like that. It's got a little dent in here. Let's iron that out. Okay. And just also give it a value and make it a little wider down below like this. All right. Let's put another one right next to this one, maybe coming from down below here. Maybe another small one, and maybe it's not completely straight. Give it a little character with this crook right here. All right. Let's have another one right there. Maybe also a little closer. Just vary the distance between the trees. Make them not just stand the same distance apart from each other. Just a little variation in there. Okay, let's have another one right here. Like this. Maybe another one right next to that, but it only appears to be next to it, but it grows behind the ridge right there. That gives me an idea. I've already made this right now, but okay. So since it grows behind this ridge right here, maybe as we see a little bit more of the upper part of this tree, not just the lower part of the trunk, so we can see a couple of branches coming from right here, one going right there, crossing over to the other side, one's going right here, another one growing right there, and one right here. And then go in with a couple of smaller branches. Like so. Maybe one's coming down right here, something up there, a little bit more in here. Let's go. Just a little bit more. Not too much attention. Just put in a couple of lines. Okay, like this. And maybe you can see the top of another tree right there. So this is only the upper area. It stands way below. If I would continue drawing it behind this part of the ground where that we see, it would start growing down here, or maybe even down here. We only see the top of this tree poking out those few branches that we see right here. And this is a type of overlapping, with the ground overlapping with this tree, giving a nice idea of three-dimensionality, of space in our scene. It's not just a surface. Not just the surface of the piece of paper that we've got right here. That's only our medium, but we're portraying space in here. And that's what happens. Things overlap. Okay. Now let's go in a little bit further down, right here. And we're just once more emphasizing the upper ridges of those waves in the ground right here. This one right there. And that one. Okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe we've got an old tree trunk right here. Maybe it broke. And there's just the old rest of it standing right there. Get the indication of a couple of roots going down here. Maybe like this. Okay. That area should be a little darker, I think. Okay. And let's try and make those roots go into the trunk. Not separate from it, maybe. A little bit like that, maybe. Okay. I forgot to give those trees right here a ground to stand on. So let's quickly do that right here. And this one is also needs something to stand on right there. Okay, maybe in this layer we start to see some more detail. So let's just put in a different type of structure right here. Maybe something more more dark, some more fine lines, something that's got a little bit more definition to it. Finer lines, thinner lines, and with more edges, more zigzags. Okay. Let's go to the next layer right here. No trees in the layer before that one. Maybe there's some sort of clearing, some area where there are no other trees, just that one that fell a couple of years ago. Okay, maybe like this. No. Let's go in with a couple more trees right here. Maybe there's one right there. Right here. Like so. Let's go in with the second one right next to it. Maybe we've got one right there. Nice and wide. They appear to be wider the closer they are to us. And then let's go in with another one right here. Just putting them on the sides because I don't want to cover anything that I've already drawn. I really like those branches in the distance right here and right there. And I like this old tree right there, so I'm not covering those up. Okay, let's erase the background behind those tree trunks right here. Like so. And then over here. And while I do that, I can already think about where I want the light to come from. And I think I'll have it come from the right side. So I gotta make sure I'm really thorough with erasing the background behind these tree trunks to the right, since that's where the background would shine through if I didn't erase it very eagerly. Okay. Let's start with this one to the left. Just go in with a sort of mid-value starting on the left side right here on the shadow side and going over to the right And I'm trying to get lighter as I get to the right. So I could go down a little bit more. Okay, the next tree right here, shadow area right there on the left side. And going to the other side right here. To the right, into the right side. And the third one right there. Okay. Let's give it a little bit more of a darker mid value right here. In the middle of the tree trunk. A little bit darker. Alright. Okay. And now let's go in with 7B pencil and make a really dark shadow side right here. Just the very left. Like so. Just the width of this flat part of the pencil lead. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little transition over to the right. This should really only be maybe approximately a third of the width of the tree trunk right here. Making those volumes nice and crisp, nice and three-dimensional. Okay, going back to the 3B pencil, I'll just put in a couple of lines. In here, just to indicate a bit of structure in those trees. They've got a rather smooth bark, but every now and then there's a little groove. Okay, that's enough for the bright areas, but need just a little bit in the dark areas right here. Maybe like so. Maybe another horizontal something right here. Oh, that's really dark, but well. Okay, maybe another hole where there was a branch once. Like so. Okay. And now let's go into this last bit of the foreground, but only after adding the ground down here at the base of the trees. Like so. Okay, and also after adding a sharp detail in the ground right here. Maybe a little bit of this. A little bit of that right here. A little something. here and there. Let me try and define this upper area right here a little bit more. Maybe like so. Something down here. Okay. And now for the last layer, right here. We're going in with the 3B pencil again. And maybe let's make this a whole lot darker than the rest. Maybe until this point right here, and then right there make it a little bit lighter, like that. And we've got this area right here. Same for that one. Really, really dark right there. And this one right here. Like so. Make it go down there more. And then right here, maybe it starts getting a little bit lighter. Like this. Makes it really pop out as the very first layer. Okay, now let's go in with some more detail. Let's create an even darker separation between this area and the one behind it. Just at the very top up there. Like so. Right here, make this darker as well. And this area up here. Right there, make it fade into the other layers. Okay. And now for the detail. Just a little bit. Like so. Right here. And right there, right there. A little bit more like this. Right here. Really dig in there with the pencil. Make those details visible against the dark ground. Okay, maybe define upper edge a little bit more with some more volumes. Okay, something down here. Something in there. Right here, maybe. Coming out of the frame to the right, like this. A little bit up there. Just some leaves lying on the ground that we can see here. and right there. Like that. Down here. Okay. Maybe like this. All right. And there we've got our scene for today. So let's clean up the edges. Just a little bit up here. This tree right there and this one. Okay. Right there. And going along this edge right here. A little bit more right there. Okay, and the lower one right here. Gotta take away a little bit more. A little bit more. Didn't really reach to where I wanted to go. Okay, I think now I've got those parts. Alright, let's get rid of that eraser residue. Just wipe very gently now. Those dark pencil marks are smudged really easily, so barely touch the piece of paper as you wipe that off. Okay, so here's our scene for today. I hope you like what you see. Well, let's do that again, shall we? I'm really not satisfied with that. The shape of the pencil lead sometimes makes you go in directions you don't want to go. Yeah, it really digs into the piece of paper right now and forms a groove that it wants to stay in. That's not going to be any more pretty, but we have to take it. Or I have to take it just the way it comes right now. Okay. Hope you like what you see. Hope you like my narration of the drawing process. If you find yourself coming back to the channel, please consider subscribing, leaving a like on the video, and dropping down into the comments to tell me what you think about what I'm doing here. So, with all this said, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.